general. That's why I love this job. I get to step into somebody else's world for an hour every week, and I'm grateful for that.
But when I saw you last time we had a guy getting whipped and
Yeah,
stuff.
but I was also asking if he was okay as I had the belt around his neck. I was assisting one of our guests.
Yeah.
You know, and she's a friend of mine, so of course I'm not going to say no. I'm going to help a friend out.
I'm just saying I saw a sparkle in your eyes.
Oh, it was fun, but it's not for me. It's something new I tried.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not proud of myself that I actually, did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to slave all men, they might need a third, is what I'm saying.
There's a couple I'd like to get revenge on.
There's always room on our team for more women, so just let me know if you're interested. We'll give you, collar, leash. You go find a man, bring him home. We'll train him good.
Cool.
Is that how it goes? If
That's exactly how
if somebody was like, I want to try this, how would they go about it?
How would they go about it? If someone wanted to try BDSM? Well, I would say...
Well, try being like a professional, like you
said. Like a professional? If you're in LA, you have the benefit of having spaces like Sanctuary, which is, in my opinion, one of the best places to get a start.
Right.
Especially if you don't have hard skill experience. So,
right.
What I mean by that is, like, if you're going to be a professional dominant, you need to have basic human anatomy understanding in addition to how to wield implements. So that's going to be flogger technique, how to use a whip, a cane, a paddle, all these things without causing, permanent damage to someone. If you don't have that knowledge yet, but you're interested in getting a start, working at a place like Sanctuary is really great because there is a full staff of people who are willing to work with you and share their experience. Mr. Cyan is willing to tutor people one-on-one.
Right.
And it provides a really safe, functional, supportive environment for people to get started.
Right.
Unfortunately, if you don't have a commercial dungeon space like that in the area where you live, it is a little bit more difficult.
Right.
But I can guarantee that for most people, within 1 to 2 hours of where you live, there is somewhere that's teaching BDSM classes, even on a small scale. So I would go to FetLife and check out events in your area and find play parties and munches and classes around you so that you can talk to other people and learn the skills.
Did you say munches?
Munches.
What's a munch?
A munch is basically like a meeting of kinky people in a vanilla setting. So we're all kinky and we're maybe going to discuss kink and how we are kinky, but it's in a restaurant or a bar or a coffee shop, so we know we're not going to play. No one's going to dress in their fetish wear. It's very casual and low key. Hopefully. But hopefully. But,
have you been into some munches that got out of control?
Yeah, full leather,
Yeah. Okay.
Some people don't know, some people, that's their normal. Some people's basic is just walking around in full leather.
Yeah.
I think the idea with the munches is, you just don't want to make the vanillas uncomfortable, because that's always awkward when they want you to, leave a space because you're a little too weird.
Mm-hmm. I've had that happen.
I'm sure you
have. Now,
Tell us about that.
No.
Tell us about that.
Oh, no, I've had...
Come on.
No, because... when I perform, I wear makeup, and probably the best is when we went after a show. We went to Hooters, and I was there with my. It was funny because I was there with my gay friend, and I was all in makeup, and he was checking out a bunch of the guys, and they told us to leave.
Oh shit!
Because they were freaked out by the two of us. It was too weird.
God.
So how did you get started?
Well, I was always interested in BDSM as a sideline sort of thing, conceptually very down. When I was in college...
Was this something that you practiced in your sexual life?
A little bit. There was a period of time that I was not necessarily engaging with it, even sexually. Just a varied snippet of my life, taken a lot of breaks in a lot of ways. But my housemate in college, who I shared a place with, I knew that she worked at a dungeon or some kind of sex place. I didn't really know. We didn't talk about it that much, but it was she's gone always on weekends and all the way to LAX and very weird or sort of erratic hours and all this stuff, and I was just okay, cool, whatever. And that was kind of background information for a while. And then I graduated college and I was now what?
I know the feeling.
And so, kind of, bopped around trying to figure out what the fuck I was going to do with my life and how the hell I was going to survive in Los Angeles. And I remembered, background, I had my friend worked at this place. Does she still work there? Can I have information about it? And I went and talked to her and got the lowdown, went to a party, filled out an application. Mr. Stein got in touch with me, did a little skills test, and then that was it. I was working at Sanctuary. I started as a switch because I didn't have all of the skills required to be a pro dom at the time, and I was a switch for about a year, and now I am just a dom there, so I don't bottom professionally.
Yeah, so the Goddess Next, did they give that to you? Is that or is that?
I mean, we're allowed to choose our own title, whatever it is. You can't have a title as a switch,
right?
You can have one as a dom. So I chose Goddess. I've never felt too much like a mistress. I think it's a great title, but for me, my play is a lot of ritual worship and truly, the truly devoted submissives that I keep, they devote ritual tasks daily and will pray to me and worship and send tribute and all of these things. And so I like to be, your new religion. It's a truly your God.
Which goes to the Twitter question: do you do religious play?
Yes, right.
This is religious play.
Yeah, it's all of it is religious play. That's my ideal. I can have. There's just an infinite breadth of possibility within the BDSM world, and for me, I have so much fun doing so many different things. But my personal play, my personal submissives, I like them to consider it like a holy rite, a religious experience to spend time with me.
I like that.
See,
I think I'm gonna pick some of that up in my dating life.
See what I'm saying? Now she's perking up. Listen to this.
My body is your temple, right? And
okay.
you will pray at it.
Okay, so guys are sitting there on their knees.
Absolutely.
Praying, pray to Goddess, my soul to keep.
Yeah, pray to me. I'll make them write scriptures, and then that's a determination of whether or not I think that particular submissive is good at this or not. If they're bad at it, I will provide for them scripture to read.
So wait, so you have your own Bible?
Not yet.
But you're compiling your own Bible as we're speaking.
I have some choice phrases. I have a couple bastardizations of actual Christian text. So I have a version of the Lord's Prayer that I'll have people read. I recently did a clip with that.
So wow.
Where can they find this clip?
They can find this clip.
I was gonna say if we want to see this.
Right. Well, the easiest way to get to all of my links and all of the infinite smut I have to offer is definitely going to goddessnix.net. That's my jumping site for everything. I've got my clip stores on there. I want clips for sale, mini vids. Onlygoddessnix.com has my subscription-based OnlyFans, which is all the behind-the-scenes stuff. And all of that. And I produce a lot of weird shit.
Well, so. you just did a shoot in a nun's outfit.
Yeah, I just did. Before I went to Seattle, I did a smothering shoot with the Queendom, who is a great clip store online. I think their Twitter is @TheRealQueendom. And I was a nun in 2 of those, so I'm smothering the guy with my mask.
I was going to say that. Yeah, so
I know that's always
you're just sitting on the guy.
What part of your body do you use to smother them?
No, I know. I trust me. Who are you talking to, an amateur? I know what you did, but which is weird now when you're doing that.
I have a question after this. I want to.
No. Ask.
Smothered.
I don't.
Have you ever tried it?
Well, I've had women sit on my face, but I've never had them smother me.
How well could
you mean you never had them smother you? I don't understand.
I'm not a sub.
Can we see this? Can somebody
You want to smother me right now?
I got some jeans.
You won't like it in the jeans, so yeah, sure.
Okay.
His nose is really gonna feel it.
Well, that's the thing.
Going back to the question, so can you explain that the smothering and how it kind of sorta?
No, I mean I'm aware of. Trust me. I hang out in fetish clubs. I'm more of a voyeur, dabbler. But no, I've never had.
Sit on your face, but just like not all their weight.
Right.
You're a big guy. You could take it.
Just hold your fucking breath.
If you say, well, we'll see what happens later. But I'm just saying.
I actually teach a class all about smothering and bodily breath play. So,
Really?
Yeah, I teach you a lot.
I might take the class. I don't know.
You could come to DomCon New Orleans and
well, I'd like to go. I'd like to go to New Orleans. Now, when is DomCon New Orleans? Since that's what we're talking about.
I think it's the 8th through the 12th. Whatever that. If you look at your calendar and you look at those dates, whatever the weekend is there, it's like Thursday through Monday. I think it's about the 8th through the 12th, but it might be slightly off.
Okay, I'll double check that. But yeah, so you're going to be teaching the smothering and breath play class there.
Yeah, I taught it for the first time at DomCon LA in May, and it was really well received. I taught it at the industry only parts, and so I'm going to be teaching it for like the general public in New Orleans. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Right, but no, I'm not. What made you think I'm into smothering? That's a good.
I didn't say that you. I asked because I was interested in knowing if you were into it. I didn't assume that you were.
No, I mean I've had. The thing is that here's the whole thing about the smothering, and that's what I was going to ask. Is my instinct if a woman is sitting on my face is to, start with the tongue and everything. Does that ever happen?
Yeah, that's why we put duct tape around your mouth and gag you, and then put duct tape. That's what I have to do most of the time.
When you smother a guy, oh, okay.
Now I really don't because so many men fear me because of what I do. I mean, if you really get into my extreme stuff.
Well, let's get into it.
No. I mean, again, they can buy my stuff and go and look at it, but I'm a heavy player. If you saw what I on my Twitter timeline, what I
no, I saw a few things. I saw a few things, but yeah, no, but I don't want to not. No, go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking about tying you up and just smothering the shit out of you. That's it.
Oh, really?
That's all I'm thinking about because I could see that you're gonna be a fighter. You probably think you're gonna die.
Yeah, I think that's more of a being a fighter. Probably. I think I would be. I think I would be frightened because I would think I would die.
Yeah, I would chop you down with words and just pretty much.
And if I'm duct taped, how do I say a safe word?
There are a lot of ways to safe word without your mouth.
Yeah, no,
Tap out.
I'll teach you all about it in my class.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yeah.
But
you should use them as a test.
But furthermore, like
okay, all right, go ahead.
You can hold your breath a lot longer than you think you can.
Okay, if you say so.
No, I know so.
Okay.
A fact. Yeah. Actually, competitive free divers train to hold their breath for 3 to 5 minutes at a time.
Those are competitive free divers.
I'm sorry, was I done with my sentence?
Where's the whip? Where's the whip? Where's the whip?
So 3 minutes after a lot of training means that you can probably do 30 seconds to a minute with no training. Let's teach him. Get him some good interrupting swats.
Wait a second, hold on. Let me make sure I got it on camera.
Oh, yeah.
I have to get a good sound going because that shit sounded like all ta-dum, ta-dum.
Yeah.
You did say you have buns.
Hold on.
Right?
Yeah, hold on.
Buns of steel?
That's what he said.
Yeah, so
buns of steel.
Ow.
Test out your buns of steel.
Yeah, we should hit you on your ass because you have that.
Well, we're gonna do that. Wait a second. We're gonna talk. Hold on. No, so that's competitive free dive. So please, God, just finish your sentence.
Absolutely, you're so welcome for the honor of hearing my voice. So imagine what you could do with absolutely no practice. I mean, if you were to sit here right now, I guarantee you could hold your breath for at least 30 seconds, probably closer to a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Even you. And
even me?
Yeah, even you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna bet, like, if can Hannah or Mark hold their breath longer? I'm gonna put my money on Hannah holding her breath longer. But I think even you could do, probably a full minute of breath holding.
Okay.
Now, a full minute of holding your breath when you're under someone's ass feels like a fucking eternity.
That's the thing.
It feels like an eternity.
Even as perfect
You're
and beautiful
fine.
an ass
You're
as yours.
Totally fine. And I know that from on top of you because I know how much time has passed. So while it feels like an eternity, I know that it's been 45 seconds and I know that you're okay. So when you wiggle and you scream under me, I say, you're all right. You're going to be just fine. And I don't get up because I know how much oxygen you need. And it's less than that.
And you've never calculated wrong.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But the important thing to remember, you pass out way before you die.
Ah.
Yeah. So when you stop squirming...
So is that the goal, is to get them to pass out?
No, absolutely not.
But it's happened.
I've never made someone pass out from smothering them with my ass.
Okay. You made them pass out when they saw how beautiful your ass is.
I've made men pass out in a variety of ways, but
Really? Do tell.
there are a lot of fun things that I do in the privacy of my own home. I don't do that in session.
Okay.
It's potentially dangerous play that I would recommend any listeners be well educated and researched about before they attempt to engage.
Are we talking breath play, choking?
Yeah. All of it. But more breadth of discussion is really required on a subject like this. You don't want to put ideas into people's heads and have them go home and try